Hey beautiful people, welcome back to another life-altering, life-changing installment of Tea Time with AF. We don't always drink tea, but honey, we spill tea. So, today I'm talking about something that's a cautionary tale for all of my plus size lovers, plus size people, specifically my plus size Black women. We got to get specific here because the experience is very different for us, as I've said on this channel before. The person wearing the shoe knows where it pinches, as the saying goes. This is just a disclaimer. This is in no way absolving the people I use as examples of responsibility. They did me wrong because there's something wrong with them. It is not your fault when a terrible person does a terrible thing to you. But I just want to talk about some of the mistakes I've made. And you know me, I'm going to throw in examples. Also, we're going to have aliases for all of these people because some of them actually still watch my videos up until now. But they'll know who they are when they hear the instances. So first and foremost, this is the thing about dating when you're plus size. You're navigating so many things. So you're navigating the fetish side of things. And if you're not at a place where you want to be fetishized, or you're just not interested in being sexualized, that's an issue. Then you have the other type of people that are constantly trying to tailor you and change you and make you who they would want to present or be seen with. And then we have the people who are experimenting. They just want to see what it's like. Oh, I heard that it's like this and this with big women. Nigerians have this thing where they say bold, big, and bold. When a lot of times if a person is saying, oh, she's bold, they're saying she's big, like she's plus size. So you're navigating that and like looking for the person. If you're in the dating pool, like finding the person who you believe is going to be the person, your life partner, or your fit, your bae. So it's a really big challenge. Navigating those can just be so draining. You may not even want to even bother going into the dating field, when you think about it, unless you're in a place where you are just looking for something sexual. Number one, adjusting my type. So basically, in summation, I haven't even started summarizing, but let me just summarize from the jump. I settled, right? I'm like, okay, I want this, and this in a person because this is what I have to offer. And realistically, I don't even have to mention that. I want this and this in a person. That's my heart's desire, right? I adjusted a lot because I said, this is the person that's around. This is the person that's attracted to me. And not necessarily even this is the person that's attracted to me. This is the person that I think wants to be serious. So I'm going to have to make certain adjustments. Okay, let me give you the perfect example. I have two people in mind. What name do I give them? Okay, the first one, I'm going to name him Moses. Moses was in no way, okay, let me not say no way. I would say, based on my expectations of what I wanted in a partner, he probably had like 3% of what I wanted. But I adjusted because I'm like, he's available. He seems like he's going to be serious. We're going to be able to move this forward. Let me just adjust. Adjusting turned into like, I can't take this anymore. And I had to move on. So at the end of the day, I adjusted my type. I wasn't happy and I still ended up moving on. So I wasted time that I didn't need to waste. The next one, when I think about him now, the thing still makes me so sad because he is so fun. Let me call him Gabriel because he's named after an angel. He told me straight up, listen, I have a bad mouth when I'm angry. When I'm angry, I'll change it for you, blah, 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 all of those things. And I started adjusting, even though I said I can't be with somebody who has anger issues or who says really hurtful things when they're angry, because that's what I experienced growing up, and that's ultimately what I was taught. Like, when you're angry, you say nonsense. And so if I'm really angry and saying nonsense, you too, you're angry and saying nonsense. What environment are we creating for the people around us and eventually our kids? But I was still like, let me just, it's something I can deal with as long as he doesn't hit me. I was slowly moving that way, and I'm like, oh well, it's only if he's angry. If Gabriel texts me 3 a.m., despite that statement and few other red flags and him just not being what I was looking for, if he texts me 3 a.m., let's talk, let's video call. Hey Gabriel, how you doing? Again, time wasted. When we adjust our type, adjust our standards because we want someone, or because of what society says, oh, at least they'll date you, they'll be with you, blah blah blah. A lot of times we end up wasting time and hurting ourselves. Mistake number two was not addressing my desperation. When I first went into the dating field, I was extremely desperate. I was desperate to get married. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like in my 20s. Everybody around me has somebody. I want something more serious because that's the expectation. No, no, no. Like, guys, I was desperate. And I feel like I should have, not even I should have taken time to address the desperation. Eric, what are the reasons why you're desperate? Because society says you need to get married, because you're of age, because you're lonely, because you don't know who will be attracted to you, who will take you. I just always had this thing of who will take me, who will take me. I should have addressed those issues, my issues with desperation, before entering the dating world. Number three, and this is one I know for a fact almost all of us can relate to this, trying to change or modify ourselves to be accepted by the person we're dating. Two of the guys I dated, very early on, like within the first hour of our discussion, we're talking about, hitting the gym. Like, girl, oh my gosh, like your face is beautiful, but like your body needs to catch up, blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking, okay, this is supposed to be like support. They're just supporting me. They're just trying to help me be better. My dear, I mean, it didn't make me lose weight, but it made me think about it actively, like a lot. Like, I need to do this, I need to do that. Another thing was my personality. I tried to be someone I'm not. I would try to shrink myself or manage myself or present myself as who I believe they wanted to see. That also even translated into the way that I expressed my care, expressed my attention, expressed my love. I was always like doing too much of what I shouldn't have been doing and not doing enough of what felt right and what was the right thing to do. Another thing, when I started in the dating world, I was just catching fun or trying to catch fun. And I spent a lot of time entertaining the fetishization. And what I mean by that is although even a lot of times it felt really weird to me, if a guy would make a sexual comment or something associated with my body and how, oh, this is how sex will be, blah, blah, blah. I'll be like, oh yeah, like entertaining it, even though in my heart I'm like, I don't want it like that. Now, this is not to ostracize or like judge anyone who is at the place where they're like, listen, I'm just trying to knock boots or whatever the case may be. But I was entertaining it, even though that's not what I was interested in. I would have conversations that I'm just like, this is not what you want. So why are you, again, young lady, wasting time, wasting valuable time. Another mistake, I think this should be number five, was obsessing over male attention. If I didn't get a text back in 2 minutes, I'm triple texting, quadruple texting, all of the above. Like, I had this obsession with male attention. So whenever it came, I was so quick to entertain it, no matter what kind of spirit that person was carrying. Any male attention. Yes. Yeah. Hi, how are you? Okay. Yeah. Even if they have demon written on their head, I will still entertain them because I'm like, okay, this is male attention. This is good. And the last mistake that I made that guys, when I'm going to do a story time later on about this, it almost cost me my joy, my everything. Wanting to get married to prove to people that I'm worth it. So, a lot of people have this conception about plus size women that, oh, like these ones, they don't get married because who wants them? No one wants them, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, okay, I need to get married as soon as possible to show this person and that person that said I can't find a man, to show the negative hater who comments negativity on my YouTube videos that, oh, I have a man and I'm married. That almost cost me a lot. Let's just say I was very much on the way to walking down the aisle and making a really, really, really big mistake, just because I wanted to prove that, yeah, we get married to people want us to be their wives, and it was not a conscious thing. You know, the funny thing about almost all of the mistakes I mentioned, they're not conscious things, right? They're things we're conditioned to believe because of how we look. They're things we're conditioned to believe as women in our society, especially in Nigerian society. Where conditions is subconscious, is something we now have to unlearn. So don't get me wrong, I wasn't necessarily directly thinking like, oh, that person, I'll get this person, I want to get married. But like, it was my thought process. It was just a natural thought process. All right, guys, as usual, I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed sharing my mistakes with you guys. As I said before, these are cautionary tales. My darling, don't do what I did. I'm begging you. God bless you. I will see you in a few days, and you're gonna love what's coming up next. Let me just say that. I won't say too much. I would just say that you're gonna love what I got loading for you. Thank you so much for watching once again. I love you, Zai. Okay. Bye.